This is Dr. Robert Lockhart coming to you from the Philippines, the southern Philippines actually, in an island called Samal, which is just off the 19th largest island in the world called Mindanao. Now, we are about 6 degrees north of the equator here, and I'd like to today just compare the tropical lifestyle in the southern Philippines with my tropical lifestyle that I had experienced in northern Australia, where I had a property for 27 years, growing durian and growing many other fruit trees. Here in the southern Philippines on this island, it's a limestone island consisting of a coral reef which has been raised up by volcanic activity over millions of years to create this island of Samal. So all around you are limestone rock, and it is the most ideal environment I've ever seen for growing papayas, for example, because they love limestone, calcium, and I've found the papayas very sweet here as compared to in northern Australia. So just a couple of points that I could bring up regarding the pros and cons of the Philippines and the pros and cons of northern tropical Australia around the Cairns area. First of all, taking the Cairns area, land is very much more expensive there than even in the Philippines, even where we have far more population in the Philippines, yet the land prices in around Cairns are far higher, probably 5 to 10 times the cost of land here in the Philippines. So for those desiring a homesteading existence in a real tropical environment, I would have to say that the Philippines has it all over northern Australia, northern Queensland. For a start, the climate is so much more gentler here. There's not so many insect pests and mosquitoes. I was in the northern part of Australia in the Daintree area in the months of February, March, which is the height of the wet season, and the mosquitoes were incredible. Here, no mosquitoes, no bugs, beautiful, sleep outdoors, build a little bamboo hut, live simply. But it's so much more challenging in northern Australia, even though we can grow durian there, for example. And I would have to say that the Philippines does have those advantages of cheaper land, less insect pests, a more equitable climate. It's hotter, but if you find a piece of land with some large trees like this on it. Looking at that tree up there, if you can just point right up at that tree, there's an Atacarpus tree related to the jackfruit. And look at the size of that tree, it's 100 years old, and it's just growing right in the limestone rocks. Look at the roots on that tree. Isn't that fantastic, how it can actually hold the structure of the land together so efficiently, and what a beautiful tree it is. So here in the Philippines you do have certain advantages of beautiful spots, and if you'd like to know more about the pros and cons of growing, specifically what you can grow here in the Philippines, I would say that your tropical fruits such as the durian, the meringue, the cempedak, the mangosteen, the rambutan, they all grow so much easier than they do in northern Australia. You can grow them in northern Australia, but it can be more of a challenge. So if you just want to throw a seed in the ground here, it'll grow. In fact, yesterday I planted about 30 durian just from seed, just by putting them in the ground. They're already sprouting, ready to go. So that was just a brief overview of the difference in, as I see it, between a tropical lifestyle here and a tropical lifestyle in northern Queensland. I think I'll sign off at this point because mainly I want to go for another swim and just enjoy it here, but I'd like to talk later in another video specifically about other points that you can compare the two environments. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.